Hi guys, it's John back here with another final reveal video. Tonight it's the turn of the Dako Plast LaGG 3 Type 66 in 1/72 scale. Got a little bit to say about this particular kit. I was really pleased with the results of this model. I actually think the kit is really nice. The finished results on the kit is quite nice as well. There's a lovely shiny canopy. The interior on this kit is quite nicely detailed as well, as you'll see from the build progress video that I've done for this kit too. The upper surface's camo pattern was actually two acrylic Tamiya paints. One was sky grey and the other one was dark sea grey. Very easy to obtain, and the underside coat was actually a Humbrol coat colour, which is a medium semi-matte medium blue. I can't remember what the colour pattern number was. Honestly can't remember. I might put the colour pattern for the underside blue in the comments on the bottom of the in the descriptions in the bottom of the video. The forward propeller was just done in matte black, and the decals on this kit are actually quite comprehensive. It even has decal markings for the props there, which is quite nice. Not an awful lot going on underneath apart from the two stars, but the kit went together. I'm going to be honest with you, the kit, it did eventually go together quite nicely. There wasn't an unsurmountable amount of problems, but I'm going to be honest with you, the Russian design plastic kits, they are a bit of a challenge, and they can be a bit tricky, and they can give you a couple of problems here and there. One of the things that I did find with this kit is the plastic is a particular type of texture and quality of plastic that requires you to allow all of the glued applications at every stage to be set aside to dry for at least 6 hours. If you don't do this, there is a possibility that the kit could come apart. And I didn't find this with this particular model, but I did find it with a previous kit. But then I let everything on this kit set overnight before commencing to the next stage. And again, I've mentioned this in the build progress video. There were a couple of issues with this kit in terms of fit issues. The first was actually the interior cabin floor. The interior cabin floor has a floor pan, a rear seat and a forward bulkhead which incorporates the instrument panel. And if you glue this the way the kit wants you to, in like building it as an interior sub-assembly, you can run into problems, because I found the floor pan a little bit wide and it needed sanding down. Not much, but it needed sanding down. And the forward instrument panel bulkhead was also a little bit misshaped, and it needed sculpturing here and there to fit underneath the ridges supplied in the fuselage halves. And if you built them as, if you built the interior up as a sub-assembly, you'll find that the kit doesn't like to fit round the interior sub-assembly when you put the fuselage halves together. But it's just a little trick, that just to test fit all the different parts when you're building these Soviet models designed and built and so in Russia, because they can be they're not as easy fitting as, say, a Revell or an Airfix kit. The other issue I found with this model, and it's quite a serious issue, and I found this for virtually every Russian designed plastic kit that I've ever built of an aeroplane, where, and the finished result, as you can see there, the gaps on the wing roots aren't too bad. They're not as visible as seen, but when you see the build progress video, you'll see that when the airframe went together, there was quite a bit of gaps there, and that's because I had to chamfer and sculpt the wing assembly so that it would fit around the fuselage wing roots, because the fuselage wing roots were, I don't know whether the fuselage wing roots were too wide or whether the wings aperture for the fuselage was too narrow, but you have to take quite a lot of the fuselage, the bit that where the wings glue onto the fuselage. You had to shave and sand quite a lot of that down so that it would fit. And I found that the case also with the King Cobra that I built recently, and I also found it with the Lavochkin LA GG3 model 33 that I built, which is actually the same sprues on this kit, but with minor changes to a couple of parts here and there, and different decals, of course. Yeah, but they were the two major issues that I found with this kit. The rest of the issues, they were very well. There weren't any, to be honest with you. The propeller went in nicely. You know, it's not a fabulously free turning prop, but the detail and the actual quality of the moulding on this kit. I mean, the undercarriage is really, really nice. The exhaust stubs, they were a separate part, and I really found that painting those exhaust stubs up prior to putting them on the aircraft, you can get a good result. You can get the colours correct, and you can get the kit to look really nice. So I actually think that this kit is a really, really good. It's a good subject kit to work with. The Lavochkin LaGG G3 was obviously the forerunner of the LaGG G5, because they made the 5 by just putting a Shvetsov radial engine on the front of this airframe, and it became a really, really good fighter instead of the mediocre pile of garbage the LaGG G3 really was. So that's basically the final reveal video. I hope this video has been of some use. If you have any questions or queries, just pop anything you like into the comments box. If there's any questions, I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for tuning in. I hope all your modelling projects are going smooth and very well, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye for now.